Yeah, a little bit more. Okay. Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Fighting Words on the Fighting Words News Network. Fighting Words is brought to you each and every night of the week in grateful appreciation to the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, the men and women police and fire services, the doctors and nurses and first responders, and of course, all those wonderful people who keep this shelf stock at the market in times that we need them. Tonight's program is dedicated to a few people. The first would be Dr. Kathleen M. Carroll. Dr. Carroll has been a single parent. Has raised four, not only gentlemen, but exclusively gentlemen people would give their all for anybody. They are very nice. They're very calm. They're very intelligent. Whether you want to talk about air conditioning or security problems, if you want to talk about medicine, you've got Trevor doing the security and air conditioning. Ty does the medicine. Brady's going to be an engineer, and Caden is going to step into his grandpa's feet, and it appears to be heading towards the police academy. So we want to congratulate Casey for all that. And while we're going, uh, Dr. Ty Anthony Basso graduated last week. That's why we were off the air. He graduated from USF, Kuma Cum Laude, and we wanted to dedicate this program to him and to the fact that he has now been accepted to medical school, which is unheard of the first time around this close to graduation. And then the third would be the fact that Trevor and Tori had a little girl last Thursday night. So for all those people, we appreciate everything you do each and every day for everybody. All right, where do we start? Caden, where do you want to start?
I guess you could start with last night, but first I want to say thank you for your kind words, Pops. You know, I wouldn't be the man I am today, or even attempt to be the man I want to be without your guidance. So I want to put that out there before I say anything. I'm sure Brady feels the same way. But I think it would be good to start with the fights we had last night, man. They were nice.
Let's go for it.
All right, so we had Islam Makhachev versus Ian Gary, or Ian Machado Gary, whatever, however you want to say it. Leading up to this, I said I thought Ian Gary was going to be one of the biggest tests of Islam Makhachev's career, and I said that majority based on what we've seen from him in the past, and how he starts fights, and in this fight he started very slow.
Oh shit!
I think he did give him a lot of trouble in those that third and fourth round, but man, Islam Makhachev he will pull you into the deep waters and drown you, man. And the thing that I liked about Ian Gary is that he was always, although he was treading water the whole fight, man, he was keeping his head above water the whole time. He wasn't gassed, even at the end of the fight. You saw him; he was walking around good. Either way, I think he lost 3 rounds to 2. It was a great fight. What's next for Islam Makhachev is definitely not a rematch against Ian Gary. I think Ian Gary will go and fight like Michael Morales or something like that. And for now, Carlos Process next man up to fight Islam Makhachev, and it seems like that's what Makhachev wants as well. He called him out in the press conference afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at what Process has been doing in his last 3 fights. In his most recent fight against JDM, and he picked him apart, man. He picked JDM apart, and that was a fight where I thought we were really going to see Jack go out there and have his boxing shine through, and outclass Process, but Process has been in the lab, man. He looks man. I think he's ready for that championship fight.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Brady?
I want to hear what Brady has to say about this. I agree with Caden about pretty much everything. I think that regarding the division, I think Gary was like the best chance at kind of dethroning Makhachev for now. I think we also have to note that that was Makhachev. He broke the fighter Anderson Silva's record for longest fight win streak. So I think we definitely have to note that. But I think that Gary, obviously he trained really hard, and it's hard to get out of a position where you got a Russian wrestler from Dagestan on top of your back. So not many guys that can really get out of that. But I think Gary started off the fight slower than I thought was really going to happen. I'm sure Caden thought as well. I think that he wasn't really using his length as effectively as he should have. As a longer guy. You saw it, round 3, he definitely stunned Makhachev a bit. But I think Makhachev kept it tight, and I think he kind of knew what he was doing where, his movement, we saw in other fights, he was very twitchy. He wasn't staying in line, he was moving a lot. And I think that these guys' game plan is just, he doesn't do anything but fight. This guy's life is all fighting, so I think when you have a guy that's focused and he has the training and the coaching that he has from Khabib, I can't see him getting dethroned right now, man, especially not, with the talent in this division. I know I'm a fan of Process too, but I think if Ian Gary couldn't get it done, I don't know who can, especially the striker. It's a striking dominant division right now. You're definitely right. And there's one thing that I've noted about Makhachev over the past couple of years is, man, every single time he fights, even he got knocked out in the UFC. A lot of people don't remember that or even know that. Before he was a big name, he got knocked out. And ever since then, he has done nothing but get better. And whenever he peaked in his, I don't think he is possible for him to get better at wrestling. You see him start expanding his game, getting better at literally everything. He is turning into one of the best all-around fighters we've seen. To go out there and knock out Volk with a head kick. He was managing on the feet and getting a knockdown against Ian Gary with that little cheeky right to head kick combo. Man, the dude never ceases to amaze me. He always gets better. And I think that's going to be a real problem. There's a couple guys. I think Fontes is going to run into the same issues that Ian Gary did. I think Michael Morales is a guy for that division to watch out for. Something we've seen a welterweight with that much power. But he's got to work on all of his game. If Michael Morales can get more complete, I would think that he could turn into a good candidate to have a run at Makhachev. And I think Gary could still do it too, man, because he's got the archetype. He's long, quick. He can manage on the ground. We saw that in the Makhachev fight. He never really got into a dangerous position on the ground against Makhachev. Always active. But I think those are two guys that Makhachev is going to have to watch out for in that division for at least for the next couple of years. But as of right now, man, he looks unbeatable. He looks great.
Good.
So I'd like to ask Caden a question. Is Makhachev pound for pound the best right now? Without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. Yeah. Before I would have said either him or Taforia would be a toss-up. But Taforia lost to Gaethje.
Thank you.
And Makhachev again just still looks like he's getting better and better. He doesn't even look like we saw him at his best. That was definitely his best that we've seen him. Maybe against Volk was better. but I still think his best is yet to come.
All right.
And honestly, to add on to that, I would rank him in the top 10 of all time right now.
Wow.
Ever. I'll put him in the top 10. Because you look at his run this past year. I mean, this is like one of the best past 2 to 3 years of a streak that we've seen in the UFC.
Uh-huh.
And he just beat Anderson Silva's record. And I just think it's getting undeniable, you know. And he keeps on beating names and doing what he's doing. It's going to get real hard to deny.
Okay. Tony, what do you think about Usyk stoppage of Van Roosen?
I think we predicted it, but I don't think it was easy as he or anyone else would have thought it was going to be. I mean, it looked like he had a little bit of a rough time trying to get it, but overall, I don't think anybody could take it away that he wouldn't get it. I mean, he's the king.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, but I think he's starting to realize now it's getting a little bit harder with his age. I think that match showed it. But,
Yeah.
But I guess there's talks about David Benavidez possibly going up in weight, trying to fight him, and which I don't know if I would do that or not. But I don't know, because he doesn't want to do it anytime soon. I at least wait till Usyk gets a little bit older than he is now before he takes that challenge. But
that's for sure.
But
well, if you took a look at Usyk's, if you had a crystal ball, who would you say would be his next bout?
I might even go out on a limb here and just say that what I just said, because I know they're talking about it. Benavidez is serious, and someone's trying to talk him out. But I'm going to say maybe there's going to be a crack at that, because if you're Usyk and you want to prove something, and this guy's coming up from another class to fight you, that'd be one hell of a thing. That if he wouldn't probably knock him out, but if he wins, which he probably would, that'd be a heck of a way to go out. You know, but I'm going to say that one. I think that one's the one they're going to try to build up.
Okay. Caden, Yuri Petroska wants Paulo Costa. What do you think?
I think it's an odd call out from Yuri. Maybe I think people talk. And I don't know if Paulo Costa would move up, although he's had trouble with his weight in the past. I don't know if he would move up to light heavy. Just he's a big guy, but he's not big enough for light heavy. He's kind of a limbo, you know. Like if he were to really balloon up to light heavy, he would lose almost everything that I think is so special about him. The fact that he's the size he is and he can move the way he does. And I think we saw that with Alex Pereira, He's the size he is and he can move the way he did. And you see him at heavyweight and he's moving in 0.5 speed. And I think Paulo Costa would run into a similar problem. And I think that fight is bad news written all over it for him. And I don't think he deserves that fight at all. He is on a 2-fight win streak, but the wins are not Yuri Prochazka level wins. I think Yuri will go on to fight one of those big 3 fighters in light heavyweight right now.
Brady?
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought Costa was still fighting at middleweight at 185. So I guess I'm a bit out of tune on that. But yeah, I'd agree with Caden. I think Costa should go for some bigger fish. Considering he lost the title to Oberg in terrible fashion. I think a guy like Will Roundtree is a good call out. Like a prove it, fight. I think Oberg again, once he's healthy, guys like that, like championship caliber. I don't think he should be chasing and I don't mean to disrespect Costa when I say this, but, a dying star like Costa, I don't, a guy that, may not fight for a championship title again. So I don't think he should be chasing fights like that,
Okay. Tony, what do you think about Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis? Is coming up at 154. There's a lot of speculation that Boots may be going down on this one. What's your thoughts?
I think I'm agreeing with that too. Even though he's really come around, he's really done well here the last year or so. About a year. Made some improvements, but he's going to have his hands full with this one. I'm going to have to lean on Virgil Ortiz on this one.
Okay.
I definitely would love to see where Z would go on that one when he gets on eventually. I'd like to hear what his thought would be, but I'm going Virgil Ortiz on that one.
Yeah. All right. Caden Nurmagomedov and Topuria. Can it happen? Will it happen?
I wouldn't bank on it. I don't think Islam's going to move back down. And I doubt, with the trouble that Topuria has had at lightweight and the trouble he's had maintaining his competitiveness at lightweight, I don't think it would be a good idea at all to move up to another weight class, the welterweight, where he would be dwarfed. You know what I mean? Like, that would be easy pickings for Makhachev.
Okay. Brady?
Sorry, what were the two? It was
Nurmagomedov
and Topuria?
Yeah.
Topuria. Oh, no, Makhachev is eating him up. Almost. He's destroying him, yeah. That's not even a fair match at all. Here's the thing: Makhachev wouldn't go down for Topuria. He just wouldn't. Maybe he would, but Caden's right. He couldn't beat Gaethje. What's he gonna do when he's getting wrestled all night? And if the Gaethje fight was his, I'm not gonna say it was his style of fight. Stand and bang. Power punchers going at it.
It was a bro, man.
Boxers.
Drug him into deep water.
Right, and Makhachev would just wrestle him to death. What would happen?
Good. Yeah. All right. Here's one for all three of you. Jake Paul is trying to offer $1 million to Hooker for a boxing match. Tony, Hooker is the guy that said that Michelle Obama is a man at the White House. So let's start. Since it's going to be a boxing thing, let's start over there with you.
Oh, man, I tell you, a year ago, you guys all remember I bashed Jake Paul. I didn't like the way things were done. I didn't like him stepping in the way he did. But overall now, I do believe that although he probably did have a couple of ranked fights at the beginning, I think when he fought Joshua, that took care of business for all of us. And he's bringing everything to the sport. He's truly dedicated all the way around with what he's doing, and his heart's in it. It's not just a money thing or anything else. I've seen some stuff on him, and I'm very impressed. So I hope that this fight goes down. I think this would be a huge fight that would go on pay-per-view between these two. Now, the reason why with Hoker, right?
Yeah. Okay. He got a lot of attention for that comment. Right.
And if anyone didn't know who he was prior, they know who he is now, and everyone knows who Jake Paul is. It's perfect time for that to happen. So let's get it on.
Good. All right. Brady?
You said $1 million.
That's what he offered him, $1 million.
Okay. If that's true, and if this isn't, just rumors, you have to take that, man. I mean, $1 million.
That's the biggest payday he's ever had.
Yeah, no one's stepping away from that. No one, whoever you are, unless you already got it, you're not stepping away from that. That's So that's way more than Hook is going to get for even a championship fight in the UFC. So you got to take that. Now, Paul's going to win that. I think, his boxing skills are, say what you want about the guy, but, like Tony said, he's got boxing skills. So I'm not going to diminish that. And is that the best move for Paul? I mean, I don't know if I would shell out $1 million, to fight a UFC fighter in his position. I think he could. I think he could bring in more people and have a real fight against a real heavyweight boxer that actually contends. So, but concerning the question, Paul's going to win that, and Hokus should take the money.
Okay, what do you think, Caden?
I agree with Brady, but I think if anybody were to turn that down, it'd be that crazy ass movie, But man, yeah, I would have to agree with the rest of y'all as well, man. If that's in a boxing match, then Hokus got no chance. He's got good stand up in the octagon, but Jake Paul's much more refined at boxing than Hokus probably ever will be. But $1 million is $1 million, man. I'll take it.
Sure.
So again, see him in the octagon. Hokus a beast. Hokus a beast, man. He's a dog. He's gonna win that fight. Put him in a boxing ring. Get some gloves on him. I don't think Hokus stands a chance. He might stand a chance on the microphone, but other than that.
That's what I was going to say. I think, if anything, people will be all excited over the fight itself. You got Jake Paul. People are starting to like you got Hogan to make the comment. And they're probably going to want to see what kind of comments going to be made after. That's probably going to be the biggest part of the pay-per-view. What's he going to say this time?
Okay.
Speaking the truth, though, hey, God bless him.
Yeah. All right.
I'll leave it at that. But
Tony, Alistair versus Verhoeven.
Who's the first one?
Alistair.
Yeah,
Alistair.
I don't know a lot about those two, but I know more about Alistair, and Alistair is a pretty good fighter, and I would say this other guy is probably tune-up.
No,
I haven't heard much about him.
He's the guy that fought Yuri Usyk last week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh,
Hrgovic, yeah.
Hrgovic. And versus Atama, right?
Yeah.
Okay, versus Atama. Oh, yeah. There's Hrgovic gave Usyk a little bit of trouble. But if Hrgovic goes against Atama's going to drop him. And I think Atama's top of the class, or I believe he's top dog right now, if I'm not mistaken, or he's right there. But, he would take Hrgovic.
Okay.
Where we know Usyk is going to win a fight, he's usually going to win a fight based on boxing skills, sticking in and out, getting the points, winning the rounds. He's not a knockout artist. So where Atama is more of a knockout artist, and if he clips Hrgovic's going down.
Okay. All right. Caden, Yuri Rodriguez and Jan Silva coming up in 2 weeks.
I don't know his opponent, but Jan Silva is a beast, man. He's a beast, and I would like to know more about his opponent, because I will say this about Jan Silva: he's aging. Definitely still got the power, and he's definitely still sharp. But he's coming off of a knockout, and if this Yuri Rodriguez guy is some young, up-and-coming, undefeated prospect that I don't know about, then maybe I'll, recant this. But I think I'm going to go with what I know. I'll go with Jan Silva.
Just so everybody knows, there is no recanting in this industry. There is a pie eating contest, which Chef Tony takes care of. So there will be no recanting, but I'm sure if it happens the other way you think it may, that Tony will take out Grandma's recipe, and you'll have a shit pie.
Well, Tony's always busy making me those. You know that.
I'm also busy eating them lately again with Steve.
Brady, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Caden. I don't really know too much about Rodriguez and yeah, I did watch Janso's last fight. He got knocked out pretty bad. So
Wait.
I think he's lightweight, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What, is it Yair Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yair Rodriguez wins that fight.
Ooh. You've always been a Silva man. What happened there?
Well, it just clicked in my head when I was thinking about it. Yair Rodriguez, they're in the same weight class. Yeah, if it's Yair Rodriguez wins that fight, man. He's too technical. He's got his bag is too deep.
Okay. Brady, you got anything to add to that?
I'll leave that where it is, and I guess I'll face the pie if I must.
We changed the ingredients, by the way. I don't think you remember this.
All right, Tony. Floyd Mayweather is in for the toughest fight of his life. It seems that he now has to fight the IRS over monies that he has made, spent, and didn't pay them. What's your thoughts?
The old saying, you pay, you play, you play, you pay.
Mm-hmm.
He's going down this today. There's no way he's going to get out of this today. So, no, he's done. Yeah. There's nothing that man can do at this point to bring around the money that he owes people at this point. He's waited too long. If he was younger, could jump back in the ring and really do some heavy-duty fighting, he could probably pull it off. At this age, the way he's throwing money around, the lawsuits he's got, and especially the feds, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
They're going to make an example out of him, I think.
His last lawsuit is from a company that, an event company that he'd signed to do a fight in England mid-year this year, and decided not to do it, but they had already given him a $4 million upfront bonus. So they want their money back. So between that and the jeweler and the people in Vegas that he owes, now the IRS all over him, it doesn't sound good for him.
They're going to make an example out of him.
Sure.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. The IRS is going to say, this is what happens when you don't pay your bill.
Right.
And he's going to be the poster child.
Right. All right. Caden, Bo Nickel against, was it Muradov? Muradov?
Yeah. I don't know much about Muradov. I believe I've seen one or two fights. I think it's a good matchup for Bo Nickel. If this really turns into a brolic wrestling match, I think Nickel has got the overhand. And man, if his striking is still getting as sharp as I think it is, if he's still progressing on, what he should be, then I think this is an easy fight for him, man. I think he's going to be blazing a trail to the top. Mm-hmm. One thing I always talk about is he would already be up there right now if that Rainier DeRitter loss didn't absolutely zap every ounce of confidence out of him and make him retire.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the time, we didn't know what DeRitter was. Then we found out. But Bo Nickel's still around, and he's better. And he's younger, and he should already be at the top of this division competing for championships. So I think that, I don't want to say it like this, but I think Muradov is going to be just another brick in the wall for him. I think he's just trying to climb up there, man. And I think he will.
Okay. Brady?
Muradov, I'm not too sure who he is. I think that one thing that should be noted, and I have Caden talked about this before, but I think that Nickel kind of gets set. Obviously, it's a bit harder in light heavyweight, but I think that he kind of gets fed the easier fights. Kind of gets softballs thrown at him a little bit. I think we all know the talent he has, especially in his building. But we see this a lot in the UFC. With guys like Pimblett and such. I think that they kind of get fed easier fighters.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that recent knockout win against Dawkins, that was at the White House card. I think, like Hayden said, his striking has gotten way better, but I think he still has yet to face, a real test or have any real roadblocks or,
mm-hmm.
Really get punched in the nose and get into some trouble in a fight that, a lot of fighters experience. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's something that maybe, is in the way for him, but I'll go for him to win as well.
Oh, no. Shit.
Caden.
Yeah, we got knocked off. I'll get the other guys back on. Oop. Merge in. We need is Tony. I don't know what happened there, but we had a blip in the system here.
We're back, and we got everybody back.
Yeah, I'm getting Tony back in now. Okay. All right, we're back.
All right. So what I was saying, I think that fight with De Ritter,
Right.
even though he didn't really get tossed around, or he did get kind of tossed around, even though he didn't get his face beat in
Mm-hmm.
in that fight, I think that was a real punch in the nose for Nickel. I mean, you just saw what it did to his confidence. I mean, he literally retired after that.
Mm-hmm.
And just went into RAS.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that he came back. And I think he's got a new fire in him. And yes, he has yet to get into a dogfight. And I completely agree with you on that. And that will, christen him, I think, into those top ranks when he gets into those harder fights. He definitely will get into some dogfights, especially with the way he fights. I just think he fights with a new fire in him then from the Bo Nickel 1.0 that we saw
Okay.
a couple of years ago.
Okay. Tony, walk us down, if you will, memory lane on Lennox Lewis and Vitaly Klitschko. Vitaly Klitschko.
Yeah, that's going back a long ways. Lennox won that fight, didn't he? No.
Klitschko did.
Yeah. I was going to say Klitschko won that one, I think, because he carried the title there for a while afterwards.
Right.
Yeah. Is there some type of expedition that they're trying to do? Or?
No. It's just thought that we bring every now and then I throw a former fight in there just to see how people remember it. But Klitschko had was it an 84 wingspan?
Yeah, he was crazy.
And he was tall, so it was not too many people could get close to him. They certainly didn't hit any body shots. But if they did, they
I
paid
didn't
for
think
it.
he was like the best fighter, but just his stance and everything else. I mean, you couldn't get in on him.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple fights I watched him after the Lennox Lewis fight towards the end of his career. And, of course, he was losing it, but I just never thought he was like the one to get in. He wasn't the knockouter who was going to knock everybody out. He knocked some people out, but not like what you would think. But it's just more one of those guys that you just can't get in on him to win the fight. You're not going to get in on points.
Right.
And you're probably not going to knock him out. So,
guys, it's a sad note right here. There was a fighter, Alan Minto. went into a coma 2 years ago after a fight, and unfortunately, at the age of 34, this week he passed away. So, to his family, we want to send out our deepest regrets. It's a shame things happen that way, but everybody knows when you get in that ring, there's that type of possibility. We know our former partner, Adam Jaco, said that when he got in the ring with Killing, in the first round, he said he hit him so hard that he could see his life span go through him. So he threw the towel in the second. He says, "I got kids at home. I'm not getting killed here." And that's the way it happened. But it's a shame. But it is a brutal way to make a living. Tommy Fury, and Eddie Hall.
That ain't gonna draw much, but Tommy Fury's grasping for straws.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think anybody will even tune into that one. Has it been signed?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what card they'll put that one on, but I don't think it's going to draw a whole lot of people. I think people aren't. Tommy Fury's not drawing tons of people in like his brother is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's that. It's also like, who wants to see Eddie Hall box?
exactly.
Retired strongman.
Mm-hmm.
That one, I think, when I saw that pop up, I think Eddie Hall is one of the greatest bodybuilders of all, or weightlifters of all time.
Mm-hmm.
He has all the strongest man in the world awards to prove it,
mm-hmm.
and he's you know how those dudes are built.
Right.
He can't even touch his toes. He's
they can't wipe their own ass. There's no way he's going to throw a punch straight.
Yeah, and I seen him get into a boxing match early. He did it was a 1v3, but he fought like 3 tiny Taiwanese boys or something. and that was like his most recent boxing fight or something. I don't get why this is happening. No one's gonna watch it.
He's grasping for straws. He's trying to get some sort of attention, make a big deal out of something that it ain't going to be a big thing.
Okay.
I don't see it at all.
All right. Caden, how about I know you're a big Gable Stevenson man, and he's got against Sean Sharif.
I think he gets that W. Sharaf is I hate going out there and throwing out the jabs or the insults on the fighters, but he's a lower level fighter in that heavyweight division, and it should just be just a tune up for Gable Stevenson. And I think when you talk about that fight, it's more about what do you want to see from Gable Stevenson. These first couple fights, his opponents really aren't going to get better or worse. Or if they do, it's not going to be by much.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I really want to see from Gable Stevenson, and what will really make this a big win or a great night for him, is if we see more dominant wrestling and less haphazard striking. And we saw one of the things I pointed out in his last fight is, we all know about how good of a wrestler he is. He's one of the greatest collegiate wrestlers of all time. That's not in question. But wrestling in MMA is much different from wrestling freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
It's another part of the game, which is getting to that transition. You got to get your striking right or your footwork right to even get in a position to get that takedown. And that's something that he really struggled with, was closing distances and anything related to getting in a takedown position. He couldn't formulate a right position to go for a takedown. And when he did, it was him rushing it, missing the 2-leg takedown, getting punished. I think that's something that we really need to see him improve on it. If he does, then we're looking at a Gable Stevenson who can get his hands on you.
Mm-hmm.
And if we have that in the UFC, man, that's a force. That's a force to be reckoned with right there.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Kate? Brady?
It was Gable and who's the opponent? I might not know.
Sean Sharif.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know this fella, but I'm gonna take Gable. I think he's super. I mean, I think he's just a really talented prospect, and I think he's gonna, clean through his first couple opponents pretty easily. In the UFC. So we'll see. I think another thing I wanted to say about Gable is I think his striking is really going to develop over these next couple months, year.
Mm-hmm.
He's got John Jones coach. I think he's really got that trajectory to at least make the heavyweight division exciting again. And that's another thing I want to kind of shine a light on. Like we were talking about Hokit, got Aspinall, who once he becomes fully healthy, I think will be a great champion again. Cyril Gahn looked amazing. We got Gable Stevenson coming up, Waldo Cortez Acosta. I mean, I really like to see that. The most dangerous men, and I think it's the most dangerous. These are the most dangerous guys in the world. Kind of getting some competition, some healthy, good competition back.
Okay. Kate, Tony, in a way, Nakatani.
They've already fought once, didn't they?
Yes. This is 2.
Oh, it's going to be a bloodbath, but I don't think that is going to lose it. I don't see him losing it. He's another one. He's top dog right now in that division, and no one's going to touch him. It's not going to be an easy fight. Don't get me wrong, but we're not going to have a third match after that. We're not going to have 1-1 and see who's going to win the third one. It's not going to happen. Right. It's going to be, one and done.
Well, how about him? How about him against Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez?
Oh man, that'd be a good fight. Even though I think they're in different classes, aren't they? One of them has to come up or down. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think Bam Bam's got to go up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Bam Bam is fantastic, but going up in weight and in the next class to fight that guy is the wrong move.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would give him a good fight, but I don't see him beating him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that'd be really good. Bam Bam right now is on fire in his division. I think he needs to stay where he's at. Just clean up now. If he wipes through the whole group and needs to move up for that reason, I wouldn't take on an Owie first.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be trying to build my way up and get a couple tune-up fights in that, that weight class first, because he's now he's not one to joke around with.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to see Bam Bam get dropped or anything. I mean, he's been doing so good. He's got to play his cards right on that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Caden, if Kala Harrison comes back to the UFC, and I say if, who would be the next fight she'd come after?
She's in the UFC. She's champion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Who do you think our next fight will be?
I don't know. I think Juliana Pena could definitely come up and have a crack at it. Jessica Andrade. There's a couple names. I think a fight with Shevchenko won't happen. I think a lot of people want to see that. I doubt that will happen. I think it's more likely that we get like Amanda Nunes or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wouldn't that fight be a unified? Wouldn't that not unified title, but wouldn't that be across the weight divisions?
Yeah, Shevchenko move up, double champ. But
yeah, okay.
But I don't think that would happen. Shevchenko's smart. She's a smart fighter. I think moving up and trying to fight Amanda Nunes in her prime was a smart decision. Ultimately led her with her only losses. And moving up to fight Kayla Harrison now would be, I think, a mistake. I don't think that there's a lot of ways she can win that fight.
Okay. Tony, Atuma, and Harkovic.
It's going to be a good fight. It's not going to be easy for either one, but Tom will come across the top of that one. Tom is going to totally dominate that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be easy. I shouldn't say dominate. It's the wrong word. It's not going to be easy, but Tom will win that fight.
Okay. Okay, Brady. Arman Sarukin and Marcio Rufi for 331.
Yes. Yeah, I think this will definitely be an interesting one. Before Arman, had all the problems with, the discipline and punching a fan and, this kind of long hiatus he's been on with kind of like a rift with him in the UFC, I would have 100%, just taken Arman immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But with his recency, I don't know how his form is looking, so I don't know. I think Rufi's very dangerous. He's a very dangerous striker. I think he has an array of attacks that he can use.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too sure on his ground credentials, so I don't really know how he does on the ground. I know that Saryukin is efficient on the ground. He can defend takedowns. I mean, we saw that against Oliveira. But they're not takedowns. He can defend against submissions, so I don't think Rufi will be able to get him that way. But man, this is a tough one to call just because of Saryukin's history.
Right.
But I think I'll take Saryukin. I think that, at the end of the day, he'll use his wrestling if he has to. We've seen he's been keeping his wrestling sharp in the RAF. So I'll take Saryukin. I think he's the more talented fighter. Now, Rufi's had more experience and, he's been more active. So I think that's something that we have to take into account. But, yeah, I'll take Saryukin on that one.
Okay. Caden?
I'm going to disagree with Brady on this thing. I think Arman wins this fight handedly. If y'all know how I feel about Arman Saryukin, even before all the bullcrap. You look through the bullcrap. I think he's an animal. I think he's one of the best the lightweight division has to offer. I think if they could have gotten that fight off, a second Arman Saryukin versus Islam Makhachev off 2 years ago, I think Saryukin has the best chance out of anybody to ever fight Islam. Mm-hmm. I think he has the best chance of beating him in that fight. Mm-hmm. He has good stand-up, although this hiatus, Brady's right. We saw with Conor McGregor when he went over to fight Floyd Mayweather, comes back, and he's a completely different fighter. I still think that Arman Saryukin was very geared towards the aggressive wrestling style, and I don't think he's changed any of that. And I don't think the RAF is going to change. I think it would refine it. One thing that we might lose from him is his sharpness on the feet. And in a fight against Mauricio Rossi, that could cause some problems. And I think he's so aggressive and so quick. And Rufi's older. I think Arman runs right through him. And the thing I disagree with you on, Brady, is Rufi has more experience. I don't think so. I think he's older and he has more fights, but experience, no. Saryukin's been fighting the best of the best, and Rufi's only gotten to that upper echelon now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Guess he told you. All right, Tony, Daryl Till, and Rolly Romero.
Who was the first one?
Daryl Till, Till. It's going to be a bare knuckle fight.
Oh, bare knuckle
Darren Till.
Darren Till,
Darren Till.
sorry.
Yeah.
versus Raleigh.
Yeah.
Raleigh's going to get in there and throw down bare knuckle.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Yeah.
I think it's just headlines. Bobby Romero, he wouldn't do that.
That'd be a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be a mistake.
It says Darren Till's going to fight Yoel Romero.
Yoel Romero.
This former UFC fighter.
No, it looks like we're.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say Raleigh goes bare knuckle, especially with what he's got going on with Teofimo right now. That's the biggest mistake he could ever make.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think a fight with Yoel Romero in bare knuckle is an interesting one because I feel like you never know what you're going to get out of that guy. He's got to be 50 plus now, and he has been moving like he is 25 for the past who knows how long, and I feel like he's just now showing the signs of aging in these past 5 years. When he was in the UFC, they took a sample of the tissue in his face, and apparently his like white blood cells and the way his body repairs damaged tissues is almost 2 times faster than the average human. It's like everything about this dude is like freak athlete, and Darren Till, Darren Till is promising, and I think he belongs in bare knuckle. And he had his chance in the UFC. He just didn't grasp it, man. And it really, he's one of those prospects that's like, one of the biggest what ifs in UFC history. What could have been? Because he has the technical ability, and we see flashes of it even now. So if he can, bring out some of that old school Darren Till, and really get in there and get technical, because one thing about Darren Till is he loves a dogfight, and I think a dogfight against Yoel Romero is one of the worst places he could be. So I think he could kill himself in that regard in this fight. But if he is a lot more stoic in his approach, or a lot more prepared in his approach to this fight, I think it'll be a lot easier for him. I don't think Yoel Romero has the gas tank that he wants.
Okay. All right, Tony. Teofimo Lopez and Ramirez.
It's going to be a good fight. I know Z's got Raleigh Romero in this one, and I thought about it afterwards. I didn't want to go against him on it, but I got to go Tio on this one. I just think Tio's he's hungry, and Raleigh's really laid back, and I like the way he's doing things and approaching this fight. He's very, very relaxed, which is kind of abnormal for him because he used to be a talker. He's really shut his mouth. He's just claiming basically bring it on. Well, Tio's hungry. He wants that belt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it just an edge to Tio on this one.
Okay.
I think he's going to take it.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. Look, he has called out Devin Haney. Do you think that'll ever work?
Raleigh did?
No, Teofimo.
Teofimo?
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what happens in this fight, yeah, I think that could happen. And I know Devin is really claiming he wants to fight Ryan Garcia again, but Ryan has already stepped up and said until they come forward telling the exact truth of what really happened, he'll never fight him again. Because I guess they want the money. They know it's going to be a big draw. Mm-hmm. So right now, Teofimo would be a good one. I'd like to even see Raleigh go against Devin Haney again, I don't think they fought yet. But I'd like to see anybody go against Devin Haney right now, because I don't think Devin Haney's going to stay around as top dog much longer. Mm-hmm. I don't know how he's made it this far without an attorney, actually. But
Hey, we're gonna do that, right? Caden, what do you think? Will Makachev retire soon? There's a lot of question about that.
I think it's as surprising as it is. I think it's possible. I don't see Makachev fighting past 38. He's 34 now.
Mm-hmm.
I think in his next 4 years, he's not showing any sign of slowing down, at least now.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the next 4 years, if he keeps on going down the path he's going,
right.
And it's hard to say that in combat sports, any combat sports,
mm-hmm.
Because you only lose you only win until you lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
But judging off of what I've seen, I'm gonna take a hot take here. I think there's a possibility he could end up one of the greatest ever.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's no doubt he surpasses Khabib, who is he's the predecessor.
Right.
I think it's totally within reason that he might retire even before 38. He doesn't have much left to prove,
mm-hmm.
and again, if he keeps on, if he gets into fights that are a lot more contested, I doubt he'd want to get another loss on his record.
Right.
I think I give it 4 years max. I don't think he fights for more than 4 years. And if he loses that belt, then and he doesn't reclaim it
mm-hmm.
in these next 4 years, I think I think it might even be guaranteed less than 4 years.
Mm. All right. Guys, that brings us right to the end of our hour. I can't believe how fast these hours go on this show. I mean, you guys you're top notch. You got all your ducks in a row, and you guys really make this show the success that it is. And I appreciate it, and I know Bobby certainly does. He's looking down here and thinking, "Damn, where were they when I started this thing?"
Amen.
Tony, want to lead us out?
Yes, sir. First, I'd like to congratulate your family, all of you guys, everything that you guys have all done. And it's fantastic. You don't hear that anymore with families these days. I'm very happy and blessed that I know you guys, and I feel like family with you guys. You guys are definitely part of my family. Anything you guys ever need, you call, you got it. I'm in, even jail time, so just let me know.
The definition with a good friend and a best friend, right?
Yep.
The good friend you can call for bail money when you're sitting in the tank, and the best friend is sitting next to you.
I'll be the best friend right there going, what are we going to do now? But congrats to all you guys. I'm so proud of all of you.
Caden?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tony. It's all love. It's always all love, brother. We're all blessed that you sit here and you get on the show with us every week.
Yep.
You're definitely the most consistent out of all of us. Brady, you know your stuff. Pat, you always steer us in the right direction, brother. I love you, man. We all count on you. Definitely see y'all guys next week.
Okay.
God bless. Have a good week.
Brady?
Yeah, of course. I want to say thank you for having me on. I'm very blessed to be able to talk to you fellas every week. I want to thank you, Tony, for being a part of our family, man. It means a lot to us. You coming on and talking to us every week. Caden, man, you're the best. You're the most knowledgeable person I know when it comes to MMA. So, I'm glad to have you on here. Of course, Pop, you're the man. You know it. You keep us all together. You keep this show going. In memory of Uncle Bobby. So, I want to thank you. Thank you all for listening, and God bless you. Have a good week.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, these programs are brought to you each and every night of the week in grateful appreciation to the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, the men and women of police and fire services, the doctors and nurses and first responders, and the wonderful people in the markets that keep their shelves stocked. These programs are dedicated to those who lost their lives in line of duty. Deputy Robert Anthony Carroll, Patrolman Jerry Curtis, Patrolman Jeffrey Colcap, Patrolman Jeffrey Yazowitz, Sergeant Thomas Batinger, San Diego Officer Mike Hendler, Sergeant Tom Wilson, Charlotte County Sheriff's Department, Detective Randy Bell, Detective Ricky Childers, Deputy Chief Mike Godwin, Philadelphia Fire Department, Patrolman Charlie Condit, Tarpon Springs Police Department, Lieutenant Joyce Craig Lewis, Philadelphia Fire Department, Sergeant James O'Connor, Philadelphia Police Department, Sergeant Chris LeBake, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department, Lieutenant Mike Zerba, Newcastle County Police, Patrolman Anafo Crispin, Lakeland PD, Deputy Josh Myers, Nashville County Sheriff's Department, Captain Matt Letourneau, Philadelphia Fire Department, Captain Chris Leach, Wilmington Fire Department, Lieutenant Ardith Hope, Wilmington Fire Department, Lieutenant Jerry Ficus, Wilmington Fire Department, Chief Jimmy Ford, Wilmington Fire Department, Chief Al Hogo, Longbow Key Police Department, Deputy Mike Hargrove, Pinellas County Sheriff's Department, Trooper Chelsea Richards, Florida Highway Patrol, Trooper Joe Bullock, Florida Highway Patrol, Trooper Zachary Ben, Florida Highway Patrol, Sergeant Chris Fitzgerald, Philadelphia Police Department, Sergeant Ramon Mendez, Philadelphia Police Department, Chief Corey Compantier, Buffalo Creek Fire Department, Deputy Ronnie Ronazinski, Manatee County Sheriff's Department, Patrolman Zachary Butterfield, Bradenton PD, Corporal Timothy O'Connor, Pennsylvania State Police. My brothers and sisters, though you may be 10-7 at this point in time, sometime we'll be 10-10 at the table of the Lord. Till the time when the rose rise up to meet you, may the winds be always at your back. May the rains fall softly on your fields and the sun shine lightly on your face. Until we meet again, may the good Lord keep you and your family always in the palm of his hands. Good night, God bless, and have a great week.